I'm Bob Cooper. I'm a record producer and mixing engineer based in Leeds. I work out of this place, the Chairworks. I've worked with bands like Night Harvest, Nervous, Cult Dreams, I Told You I Would Eat You. I really like making records with like supernatural drum sounds, loads and loads of guitar pedals. We've got the beautiful SSL G Plus console and an amazing selection of outboard. The studio I work out of, it was built about 17 years ago. The main live room that we've got, that was originally kind of a single story height, and they literally created a new roof, and that was designed by a guy called John Wood. I think he did a really great job. And the way it's set up is so a band can come with nothing but literally not bring a single thing and still be able to make a really great sounding record. So a typical mix session for me, I'll first do kind of a rough balance, but usually if I've been tracking it, I've got like a starting point for that. I'll start with the drums, and I go in a pretty boring way. I do kick, snare, overheads, then rooms. And then what I do is, if I've tracked a record, I'll always take a one-shot sample of the kick and the snare. Once I've done all my processing to that kick and the snare, I'll create trigger files for those that I can use to reinforce those hits for the harder sections. That really helps the drums pop through the mix. Once I've done that, I'll tend to move on to bass. I feel like outboard compression with bass lets me hit it a little bit harder with less artifacts. And then I will do some multiband compression, especially to control the low end. So bass, pretty simple. I don't do a lot of crazy stuff to it. Guitars, I'm pretty simple as well. If I've produced it, I've done a lot of processing on the way in, and I'll tend to just find some frequencies that help it push a little bit more forward in the mix. And it's a similar thing with vocals. With my vocals, I really like going through a Black 1176, and I'll hit like at least 20 dB of compression. I try not to look at the meter because that really throws me off, and I'll end up using way less than I need to. One of my favourite plugins for the mix bus is SEQS. Some of the things that I really like about it are the way that I can push quite a lot with it, and it still feels super transparent. Like it doesn't feel like it's been EQ'd, it just feels like the thing that I needed to happen, it has happened. I think because it's linear phase, it really doesn't mess up the stuff that I've tried to create already in my mix. And I really like the way it's almost like a graphic EQ in the way that you can push up certain frequency bands. It's super clean and super in-depth, and I really like that about the company.